Thanks, Ed. Hey, it's good to be here with all of you, and let me thank Ed for being an example of the kind of folks we're fighting for every single day in the Commonwealth and the kind of folks I'm thinking about every day as your governor. I want to thank the mine workers, not just for having me back today, but I want to thank the mine workers for what they've taught me over many years. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago, if memory serves me correct, and I believe if memory serves me correct, we were in Uniontown when I had the opportunity to sit down with a group of mine workers, retired and active. And they talked to me a lot about the challenges that they had faced throughout their lives, the challenges that their families faced throughout their lives. They weren't asking for any handouts. They weren't asking for anything for free. They were asking for what they were properly owed. And they were also asking for a bright future for them and their families. You know, you have a lot of meetings every day when then I was the Attorney General and now as Governor. And as the commissioners, I'm sure know, because y'all sit through a lot of meetings as well, sometimes you walk away from a conversation where you feel like you've not only learned something, but you've grown as a person. And you've developed as a person a philosophy that you're going to then employ in lots of different communities to help folks. I took the lessons that I learned there that day in that rural community and have tried to apply them now as governor in rural, urban, and suburban areas of our Commonwealth to make sure that every single Pennsylvanian has the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. Yet for too long, this Commonwealth has ignored opportunity. It has ignored the wonderful life skills that so many people have and want to develop and never get the chance to. And it has ignored, let's speak frankly, too many corners of this Commonwealth that have oftentimes been left behind. Well, you taught me the importance of making sure that we stand up and give everybody an opportunity to meet their full potential. You taught me that day 6 or 7 years ago when we had that meeting, and you're teaching all of us with this incredible career training center and the work that's being done on mechatronics, which is now not only important for Greene County and important for mine workers, but it's important for the rest of the Commonwealth to see the work that you are doing here. There are lots of different paths to opportunity and to success. And I think for too long, we've kind of thumbed our noses at some of those paths. Hear me on this. Whether you choose to go to the military, you choose to go to college, you choose to go to a career training center, you choose to go to a union apprenticeship program, all of those paths deserve our respect. All of those paths do. And that is the approach I have taken as your governor over the last year and a half that I've had the privilege of serving. And every single day when I go to work for you, I'm fighting to make sure that we're creating those opportunities and investing in places like this. That is why in our budgets, we have dramatically increased funding for VOTEC. They got a fancy word for it now in high school. They call it CTE, right, Commissioner? Yeah. CT. See, it's too fancy. I'm sticking with VOTEC. But the point is, we're making those investments again so that young people in the 8th, 9th, 10th grade can be excited about being a welder, can be excited about going into the trades, because there's not only a great future for them, there's a great future for us because we need people to do that work. And after they've learned that and gotten excited about that in high school, we're also putting real resources, meaningful dollars into union training programs like the one we are all sitting in here today. Because we want to give people that pathway to opportunity when they leave high school right into a place like this. And then right into a really good paying job where they can take care of them and their families. And by the way, take care of all of us. Because that work benefits all of us in Pennsylvania. We got away from that for too long. And I'm determined to bring us back to that, to make sure that whatever path you choose, going to the military, going to college, going in the trades, that we are lining that as a pavement of opportunity for all of you. And so that is why I wanted to come here. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. That is why I wanted to come here today to sign this piece of the budget, a piece of the budget that includes a record amount of money for VOTEC, including $30 million in new money just for VOTEC in our high schools all across Pennsylvania. And about the same amount of resources, over $30 million, into union apprenticeship programs all across this Commonwealth. This is the second budget, where we've been able to make those significant investments. And I want to give you some data points to back up the success we're already having. Thanks to these investments, we have approved 45 new apprenticeship training programs all across Pennsylvania, and we have welcomed 7,000 new apprentices across Pennsylvania during my time in office as governor. Those 7,000 people now get to chase real opportunity and real freedom, and it puts them in a position to make real money for themselves and be able to look out for their families. I'm really proud of that work. I'm proud of how we're showing respect to people from all different walks of life. And I am grateful to everyone from the mine workers for not just believing in me and supporting me, but spending the time that you did with me all those years ago, helping me see what a great future for Pennsylvania could be like. Now, as I sign this into law, I hope you will also appreciate that this budget and all the work we've done in this space is a result of bipartisan compromise. I want you to understand this. I am literally the only governor in the entire country with a divided legislature. Pam Snyder understands how hard that is. So I've got a Senate led by Republicans and a House led by Democrats. And you all know how hyper-polarized these times are in America right now. So to get anything done between Democrats and Republicans is tough. But we've been able to bring people together to focus on 3 letters of the alphabet every day, GSD, get stuff done. That is our call. That is what we're trying to do in our public service every day. And we've been able to accomplish that with Democrats and Republicans alike. I view these workforce issues as a real challenge that we are meeting in Pennsylvania, a problem that had been lingering for many, many years that we are now addressing. And I want you to know it's one of many problems that lingered for a lot of years that we're now actually being able to address, Democrats and Republicans alike. I mean, consider this for a moment. It took a court decision to say that our K-12 education system was unconstitutional because we weren't funding enough for our schools and we weren't getting the dollars to the schools that need it most. We brought Republicans and Democrats together and solved that challenge and put us on a pathway to finally having constitutional funding for our schools again. For 30 years, we disinvested from higher education. Those who chose to go to one of our state colleges or universities, it was costing them more because we were investing less. We've changed that. We brought Republicans and Democrats together and reformed our higher ed system and invested in it for the first time in a meaningful way in 30 years. We're tackling problems big and small. I know you all rely on the state police. I love our state police, and I've invested in our state police. But for too long, our state police literally were forced to compete for funding from the same funding that took care of our roads and bridges. Made no sense, but it existed for decades. One of the first things I was able to do is get bipartisan agreement to decouple that. So now we've got a record amount of funding for roads and bridges, and thankfully for our state police. And on my watch, we've been able to hire 800 new state troopers as a result of that. Why am I sharing all this with you? Because in this moment, in this time of hyperpolarization, if you focus on bringing people together, if you focus on common sense things like investing in VOTEC, investing in union apprenticeship programs, you create opportunity, you solve problems, and you move Pennsylvania forward. And at the end of the day, that's what the good people of Pennsylvania want. They want their public servants, I know you all understand this, to put points on the board for them every day and to get stuff done. And that is the focus of my life's work, and I am grateful to all the people in this room for helping us do that meaningful work. So, with that, I'm going to sign this. We'll be able to release a whole lot of money after I do that, and then I'll come back and take a few questions from the media. Thank you all very, very much.
Pam Schneider.
Yeah.
Please come forward.
Come on, Pam. You put your heart in it. Come stand with us. So good to see you. Yeah.
All right, everybody, real quick.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Let me come over here and answer a few questions, and then we'll get a chance to visit.